This is iLLANOiZE Radio with Biko, iLLANOiZE Jones, and Pretty Riot going down right now.
As always, we bring you guys some of the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today, we got the homegirl Chimeka in the building.
So nice.
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm finna feel kind of breezy after y'all done got me straight.
I hear that. You know, Pretty Jack get you right, you know?
You family now. This your second time on the show.
It is. I love y'all show. Like, I appreciate
you.
y'all show the most.
Thank you.
For real, because the setup is dope. Y'all do y'all thing. As far as, like, putting the integrity, like, keeping up the integrity behind a well-produced show. It's dope.
Oh, we appreciate that. Look, I feel the love. I'm going to hit my drink. For that. You know?
Look, we got to start, like, acknowledging that. Like, I want to start getting more, like, in tune with all of what y'all got. Just because of the fact, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to start getting in tune with the local media. I'll be peeping what y'all got.
And that's one thing I can say. You make sure you voice yourself well. I mean, you make sure you let things be known. And that's one thing I love about you. You always let people know what it is. You one of the realest. You a unicorn. I'm
a unicorn. And on top of that, I'm a Taurus. It's bad. Sometimes it's bad, but it is.
When your birthday?
May 15th.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I had to ask because my mama a Taurus.
I'm a full-blood dad. My mama was a Taurus. You hear me? So
that's a Taurus, and I already know y'all got. Y'all ain't trying to hit nothing.
And I'm a unicorn, so
look,
well
two
balanced.
turns. You had shared some opinions about the Soulja Boy situation too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you put it on your. Can you tell people what you posted on?
On your story.
Okay, cool. Right. So this is dope. Y'all let me do this. All right, cool. All right. So now, I like it keeping my like social media audience like engaged or whatever. So I try to figure out little ways to just make sure people tuning in. But I just come to the understanding that like, as social media, like the active social media person, I wanted to start using my platform to be more informative. You know what I'm saying? Right. So now I've just taken the opportunity on Fridays. I want to start doing what I called my just free game Friday, just giving people information on who to follow. You know what I'm saying? So this week I had picked Soulja Boy,
which is your first one,
which was my first one, with perfect timing, just because he's displaying a perfect model of how to market, just period. You know what I'm saying? At this point, we all know that like music is almost secondary in the industry because people are so engaged with just wanting to know you intimately. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you're a brand now. If you're an artist, you're a brand now. So if you paying attention to what he's doing, right? Marketing 101, create a point of controversy. All of this stupid stuff that he's doing is stupid for a reason. Just to cause this, like, why is dude doing this?
To start the conversation.
Exactly. So, controversy, like, a lot of people was misconstruing me. I had somebody had mentioned, like, I'm going to have everybody out here trolling. Like, no. Controversy does not mean that you're trolling.
Facts.
The term controversial, can mean, like, oh, you got on a bright green hoodie. I don't know if I like that. Controversy, you know what I'm saying?
You start
different sets of opinions.
Exactly.
It's conversation.
Just creating a point of controversy, period, which means you want to start questions. And that's all that this man is doing. And he keeps doing and figuring out little ways to make you be like, why is he doing this? Look at why he continues to wear this headband.
This DNG. I just said that.
But you now have formed an opinion.
Right.
So now he knows, like, as a consumer, I got your attention. Now my next step is to what? Create a point of sale.
Yeah.
I said that. You feel
now
me?
I'm finna have some Soulja Boy here.
So exactly. But it's to the point. Same thing with Ray J. Whenever you see Ray J, he's acting a fool. But guess what he's also doing? Creating a point of sale. You always, like, as a brand, as a marketing point, you have to execute that in just one. It's got to flow. Create a point of controversy. Create a point of sale. Yesterday, I did this with y'all. I was promoting the show yesterday. I was on my feed, right?
Okay.
Just going off, going cussing, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's Friday. Whoa, fuck this. Da da da. You know what I'm saying? Bottom hashtag or bottom caption is for more info. Hit my story. So boom, flush the story. It's like 600-700 views on the post.
I ain't gonna lie. You caught my attention.
So, but that's just how you heard the sheep. You know what I'm saying? Create a point of controversy. follow with a point of sale. That's just it.
Yeah.
Boom, jewels. There you go.
Right.
Yo, you got this down packed to a science.
I was about to say, because I know the first time I met you, that was like my first show on iLLANOiZE.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
You
on my
had
first
me fooled,
Yeah.
girl.
That was my first day.
Okay.
That was my first day. So it was like I wasn't super familiar
Cheers to
with
that. We've come a
Well,
long
let
way,
me just
everybody.
Happy New Year.
She's just trying to get us in
There
this,
you go.
trying to get us right in this thing. he over there too.
Right.
Hey.
But you know, like, I wasn't necessarily super familiar with you as an artist, but that introduced me to you. So one thing I love, and I said this when we did our artist watch list, I love how you come up with some of the dopest concepts just to put your stuff out. So where does that come from? Like, is it just you creatively, or did you like kind of take notes? Because you just spoke about marketing, and that's something that that's kind of like a gem they'll drop in a classroom, opposed to just you giving out free game. So where did you acquire all this information about marketing yourself as an artist? Because I think nobody in the city markets themselves as well as you.
I want to actually say as a brand too.
Yeah, as a brand.
Thank you. It's appreciated. Well, I graduated from YouTube University.
Okay.
Me too. Right, I think we all took a couple classes.
I'm late. I'm a freshman. I'm a freshman.
Damn. Nah, for real, y'all. In real life, though. Like, as a millennial, I'm a late 80s baby. You know what I'm saying? There's no shame in my game. We grew up as the last generation that had, like,
books, encyclopedia.
everything in your face. You know what I'm saying? There is no way for us not to retain knowledge. So I just really started applying myself into figuring out ways of, like, creating traffic on social media. That's how it really started. And then once that happened, it was like Pandora's box opened up for me. Once I started figuring out that there's actual, like, algorithms in Instagram or, like, in your Facebook, learning how to use Facebook ad page, all types of stuff. And once you start learning this stuff and applying it, like, it's just like with anything, you know. I just started paying attention to it, and I figured out marketing is what makes the world move.
So, as far as your analytics, what do you pay to? I mean, what do you pay close attention to the most?
The most is Instagram, for sure. Like, that's my direct target audience is Instagram. Why? Because at this point, people are more comfortable with the format of Instagram. It's a one-click format. You know, everything is right there in your face.
Oh, not to cut you off. Did you catch that update Instagram did?
You know what?
And then they deleted
it on certain accounts.
Because it
was like when I had started reading into, like, what exactly happened, something happened to whereas they was doing a test, so it had happened on certain accounts. Like, mine didn't do that. I know
mine
people
did. It was
tripping.
horrible.
I know people was snapping on.
People was tripping
I seen
out.
people tweets like Instagram had changed.
I seen the update, but I didn't.
They took it back fast.
Once
It
I
happened to
seen
my
people
phone.
was like tripping, I ain't even try to, like, go check it out. I'm one of those people that, like, I try to hold on to my original stuff without the updates until I found out the hard way. Don't do that with your iPhone. Please don't do that.
Yeah,
it will crash. Like, that's wild. They make that happen. But anyhow, yeah.
So, if you feel like Instagram is the most powerful social media for you?
For me. It may vary for other people, depending on where you're strategizing to form a target audience. You know what I'm saying? It may be Facebook for other people. Facebook is a really good platform as well, just because if you notice, like, on most of the like, popular, like, little, I don't know, like, world style collab videos type. You always see videos from Facebook.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So Facebook is like an outlet to millions of people. Like, not even millions, but like
it was
billions.
the first. You think about it, it was one of the first.
A lot of people have a Facebook. Your mama got a Facebook. Your grandma got a Facebook.
If you got a strong Facebook following, like, I know people be like, oh, Facebook, where everybody mama be at, da-da-da-da-da, right, whatever. Use it, though. Like, it's wise of you to use that.
Because they're going to support, too.
Yeah, because you can use Facebook with paid ads. Like, Facebook allows you to go way further in depth with actual, like, advertising, paid advertising. So that's a whole nother game. Like, if you got a little change, use it. It's better for you to get your face in front of people that don't see you versus the people that you see every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's speaking.
That's very true.
She's talking that. Ooh.
Look, Jones, I hope you're doing the drop foot.
Look, I'm so lost. I'm so lost in the songs. Look, I'm so lost in the songs. I'm just over here like, I'm just lost. Okay, I'm all in her throat like.
Pause. Oh my God.
Sandusky, look.
Whoa.
Look, I'm gonna take a sip on that.
Didn't mean nothing.
I didn't mean that like that.
He didn't mean nothing.
Can I get another pretty jack off of that, please?
Pass me the cup.
So before we get into a music break, I want to jump in
Drink a Cavassier.
That's my third cup on
all
here.
of your dope.
This your second. This is only your second.
Hey,
No, this will be my third.
that's what it hit though. Now, don't do coke.
Don't do coke.
How did you come up with don't do coke?
That was gonna be my question. Do your thing. Go ahead.
Okay, you mean like the term don't
Yes,
do
the
coke?
term and then the branding behind it.
Okay, the term don't do coke came because, man, like low key, I had started to see just this flux in people like recreationally using cocaine. Like that's the drug of choice.
Yeah.
Like everywhere now. Like if you kick it in the strip clubs or, you know what I'm saying, you know, people
just
that
doing
be
coke.
outside, they doing coke for real. Like I've been to numerous parties where people ask me, because I always got blood on me. They like, you got the party? Like, you know what I'm saying? No. So
That's the craziest stuff because
People so casually
we make
do
fun
coke
of people
now.
growing up like that.
Nah, it's real deal.
But
Like
it's
it's
people
real deal
doing our
back
age.
in full effect. Like it's the 80s out here. Like
Yeah.
it's a snow party everywhere, like all the time. But it was just a joke, right? So if y'all peeped for the elevator music video, right? I had on a T-shirt that said "Don't do coke." And so, like, at the actual little event, like, everybody was tripping out, laughing on the shirt. I'm like, damn, this is getting, like, a stupid response. Boom, point of controversy, you know what I mean? So what had to follow, y'all? A point of sale. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. So I just was like, man, people is baiting into this. I have to use it for something. I ended up, we did the show at Subterranean, and it was rolling right off of the release of that video. So I'm like, okay, boom, jumped on top of that, just named the show Don't Do Coke. We started marketing it.
Dopest marketing
ever.
ever.
I like even down to the
Ever.
props that they had
How
in the
you
show.
put
Like,
up on
look,
people and they bust the
bust
pack
the
over.
Ever.
I'm like,
Hey.
yo, she got some. This fucking wire right there.
Now here go the venue. They hit me up like, so we see she's dealing out bundles of coke. Is that? I'm like,
Man,
that's
the venue
marketing.
hit you like
Yeah.
that. If I know this is my first time hearing it.
Yes.
That makes me feel. Look, we was in Atlanta for like A3C last year. You know what I mean? And was just talking to some people like, yeah, this is something where we were like, oh, y'all the ones that was doing this. Okay, yeah, we seen it. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You know what I mean? It reached so many people. Like,
And your page, did your page get shut down?
My
because
page
of
got
that?
shut down because of I want to say I don't know what's to it. I got my little inside conspiracies, but
It was because of that.
we're gonna roll with because of the fact that it was so much traffic. Like that it came through my page just
At
like,
one time.
at one time, right? Because that'll happen too.
I thought you was giving away free
Like
coke.
nah, like
Well,
nah, like if you
She got it for the law.
pay for one of those little third party apps that runs a whole bunch of traffic through your page, they'll terminate your account.
Yeah.
Like Instagram does that.
oh damn.
Yeah,
Right.
they on that.
So I'm assuming we're gonna go with this way. I'm assuming that was the reason of why my page was kind of like
No, they hating.
disabled for
They
a
was
couple
hating.
of.
Gotcha.
So did you get your page back or you had to start a new page?
No, I got it back.
She got it back.
Like the next weekend.
Okay. Leave
A
Logan's
week without
name.
the Instagram.
It was like a week. It was like 5 days, and we was like, y'all tried to kill me. Y'all tried
Yeah, I
to take
remember
me
that.
out. I'm back. I was like Derek. What's his name? What's the dude name? Fisher. What you call him?
Derek Fisher?
Nah, what's the dude from the movie? You know,
Antoine Fisher?
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, so we kind of talked about don't do coke. But I really like the idea of Camp Smokey Bear. So we had to do the show that day, but we slid through after we did the show. And I just kind of loved how it was like an outdoor festival. So how did you kind of come up with the idea of Camp Smokey Bear? And what else was there? Because like I said, we was late, so I don't think we got to capture the full experience.
Okay, so little do people know. Well, a lot of people know, but I used to work for Kim Bark Beverage Shop, right?
I know.
Okay, there you go. Right, Kim Bark is also, they have a concessionary company called Eat, Drink, and Be, which is responsible for like the concessionary bars at like Silver Room, Block Party, or Mommy on the Beach, or Chosen Few Picnic. So for the past 7 years, I had been the person behind scenes, like doing all of the inside work, like logistically. If it was intake for like equipment, or if it was like shipments for product, or if it was even scaling out the maps for the festival layout, I was responsible for most of that. And just gaining that experience for working for a company that had such big clients, it was like when we came up with the idea, initially we wanted to do a circus. Like,
wow,
yeah.
I would have loved to have seen that.
That's not an idea that's gone away. Just,
okay,
that's just
Smokey Bear circus.
It wasn't Camp Smokey Bear circus.
Okay,
we wanted to do an actual circus. Like a rather more so a circus themed event that would have been like a concert that we would host act by act, you know. But anyhow, we working on that. That's the idea that's still bubbling. Put that away. We didn't even have this conversation. All right, but
we're gonna drop this interview when the circus pop up.
Right.
we got an exclusive. We got the exclusive.
Nah, but that's what it initially started off as. And then when we came to senses, like, okay, we tripping right now. We tripping. Hey, we ain't got that big of a budget to really execute and make it roll out properly. Because I don't ever want to get behind something and it's like, you feel me?
Yeah, I can't
just
say that word.
you feel me? Like, so, excuse me. So we was like, okay, cool. Let's do a festival. And then the ideas just started flowing in, and we was like, we had the perfect location for it. We was like, we could do something summer themed, and it was like, let's do the summer camp, and boom. We was like, boom, that's the festival.
That was dope.
That was I was kind of just taken aback, like even just getting there late just to see how many people were still out there, just to see like everything that was going on. Like I heard they was like cutting hair there.
Nah, we legit had like if you're familiar with like I said, like Silver Room Block Party, example being Hyde Park Brew Fest. Like, these are all festivals that I structured in reference to for what we did. Or Wicker Park Festival as well, you know what I'm saying? So it was everything was interactive. It's a full walkthrough. We had numerous vendors, like fashion vendors, like local little businesses. Shout out to Black Mike the Barber. He was the one who actually had set up an outdoor barbershop.
Yeah, so I've seen people talking about that. I'm like, y'all passing out haircuts?
I watched all this. I was out of town.
Y'all taking mugs from 2s to 10s.
We had masseuse out there. We had food vendors. Like, we had 2 live bars. Like, yeah, it was lit. And the super dope part about it is it's an actual festival, so we're bringing it back this year. You know?
I want to make it this year.
This time we should broadcast live from.
You know what? I was just about to say it would be super dope.
Because that was the plan. That was the plan this past year. Was the broadcast live.
Yeah. So
I had sent y'all a little information last year.
Definitely.
But I'm knowing people didn't understand the capacity of what I was trying to project at the time. So now that everybody sees,
and at the same time, we didn't have what we have now.
Yeah, that's cool.
We got the equipment now.
Now look, the thing is, like, the reason why I did this festival is because everybody knows, like, Chicago makes so much money off of festival season. Like, that's our bid of just revenue as a city. Like, we pull in so much out of town traffic and just all of these tourists from festival season. It being Lollapalooza, it may be Mambi, it may be whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we have all of these festivals and they make billions of dollars. However, the South Side is not included on this revenue, so we need a place that's familiar to our culture, because at all of those festivals, they sell us, they sell our clothes, they sell our music, they sell the South Side food. If it's, you know what I'm saying, street food, everything about these festivals is our culture, so there's no reason why somebody of us is not allowing that platform to be shared to us. A portion of the city was redlined, meaning we were excluded from buying property on that particular side.
Right.
So because of that, geographically, there are certain businesses that are not prone to coming in this area. There are certain grocery stores that refuse to establish business in this area, which is why everything is redline. You see food deserts. You don't see a lot of this festival type conversation. You don't see that. That's what I'm saying. That money that's being generated, that revenue that's being generated, and that's billions of dollars in Chicago. We don't even know that this type of stuff exists.
Yep.
So I made sure that Camp Smokey Bear, even if I have to teach y'all year by year, we gonna learn together, and this is gonna be a thing for us because it has to be somebody that caters to urban music, hip hop culture, and it's us. You know? Oh.
She almost took off.
Right.
So y'all got all these drinks and y'all ain't put me up not one cup.
Oh, right. You can go ahead and shoot me up by $10.
Now, I mean,
look, I didn't mean to laugh.
She like, I'm home, G. Like, this is the crib. It's cousin them house.
hey, you literally just put me on.
That's
Put us on.
because
Yeah.
I learned. That's so crazy that you said redlining, because I literally learned about that while I was in high school, and I took a class called community leadership, and we did something called the civic fair, and they taught us about redlining, and that's something that I kind of keep in the back of my mind. And it's so crazy that you just said that to me. Like, that just kind of took me back.
Man, look, I was going to college to be a secondary education teacher, which is pretty much a high school teacher.
So that was because that's
You feel me?
gems,
Like,
but it's so
I love
crazy because
history.
people don't understand that
Man.
that's like the real structure behind why the city is the way that it is.
I'm gonna tell you this also. Understanding marketing, right? In order to execute marketing correctly, you have to understand location,
Yep.
where you are. You know what I'm saying? In order to even determine demographics, like certain people, demographics for those who aren't keeping up with the big words. That means it's a particular crowd of people that you're aiming for to sell to, a demographic, right? So, in our case, in redlining, I'm sorry, I almost got lost, but redlining, it's like in our case, we was all forced into one little area. You understand? So it's certain stuff that we have to teach each other that exists outside of these little four walls, outside of the south side or far east or deep south suburbs that people aren't used to.
See, like, I'm a history nerd, so like, you know, I understood that when I found out how the E-ways and the ramps and stuff was designed to segregate everybody, and also with the Policy Kings. I don't know if you ever heard of the Policy Kings. The guys who invented the Illinois lottery was 4 black guys from the South Side.
You told me about that.
And how, you know, it was taken away from them. You know what I mean? Like how everything just,
And it was supposed to have been used for like giving to the orphans.
like
or whatever.
45% of that's supposed to go to the school to the schools in the community, but it don't. You feel me?
It no longer does, supposedly.
But yeah, so like
You was
what
telling
she's
me
saying
about
is
that.
it's like making a lot of sense.
Nah,
as part of
look,
the
I
red
got
line.
lost with what I was just saying. Y'all gotta forgive me. That's that Jack talking.
Oh, yeah,
But you just reminded me.
when you through.
What I was saying with marketing, when you understand geographically, right? You got to understand that this city was set up for certain areas to flow business. It's a port city. You know what I'm saying? Certain areas used to be stockyards. To this day, it's that same generationally. Like, we're in the same areas. So the ghettos were made the ghettos. They were made for us to sit in here and fester and just like die off. Like, it's like the dump. So if you don't venture out of these certain areas, you don't understand life. You don't understand how to progress. You don't understand none of this. You don't even understand how money works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Girl.
Well,
Look, drop the
there
bomb.
Hold on.
Doom.
She
Right, let me
gave
get some
y'all
burn
some
burn.
I got you right here. Look, you feel me? As long as he turn me up, we got you.
On the I got you, brother. We ain't gonna have a mishap like last time.
We ain't had no issue.
Y'all gotta start getting on YouTube, man. Watch some PBS, man. I'm gonna say that. Look.
Hey,
Not in real life. To
forget
understand.
that. I'm gonna
I
just
watch the
call
History
you.
Channel all the time, man. That's why I get most of like that.
I could do
PBS.
history
I
if
never
somebody
know.
could. You know,
I love
history be
history.
boring.
Nah.
If the right person is not teaching you history, it will definitely
Yeah.
get boring.
I got
Right.
this book. I got
Yeah,
this
that's
book.
why I was going to school to be a history teacher, like a high school history
I
teacher.
remember you
I wanted
saying
to
that
be
last
that
time.
teacher.
Like, I
that
wanted to
was
be
like,
Because
like,
I feel like if you
cool,
could
but you
teach
cool, but you
history
still
right,
English, right?
yeah, if you could
Like,
teach
for real.
history the right way, it's engaging, and you like how y'all was
Because,
just talking
like-
about that. That's game. Y'all was just putting us
Because
on
I didn't know
And
that.
it was
Like, I didn't know
engaging.
4 black guys from the South Side invented the Illinois lottery.
Look, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put this in perspective for you, right? Just to get an understanding of what I was saying with redlining. When have you ever seen a Harold's up north?
Never.
When do you see chicken shacks up north? Because geographically, certain businesses are not allowed to go certain places in Chicago. That's real.
Because it'll attract different type of customers.
There you go.
And if you notice, they got a Hero's truck now. That
Exactly. We're going to pull up where y'all want us to.
The closest is the
Y'all
South
got to get
Loop.
up out of here.
Y'all can't go past, like, what's that, Wabash? Cermak? What's that, Cermak?
I think the closest one I know is the one, it's on like Stage or something, or Wabash or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know.
You can't go past that
see
silver lining.
You don't see chicken restaurants like
In certain areas.
areas.
No, you don't.
That's true.
But listen, look, 'cause he wanted to steal my question so bad.
Now you want to lose your question so bad.
I'm not even on that with him. Look, because I want to talk about don't do coke in the kitchen.
Oh,
You feel me? Let's talk about don't do coke in the kitchen.
hit him with a like Nori.
Yeah, drink your drink.
Drink chops. Yeah,
Drink your drink.
I am.
Cheers. Don't do coke in the kitchen. You're dope.
Thank you.
Right, so Don't Do Coke in the Kitchen is the next event that we starting to roll out. If y'all seen, we had did a quick little commercial on Don't Do Coke Instagram page for Don't Do Coke in the Kitchen. But pretty much, knowing your history again, going back into this, Chicago is one of those cities that was known in the 30s for supper clubs. Like all down Stony Island, all in the black communities, you would have these clubs called supper clubs where you would be served dinner and cocktails. You'd have a cigarette hour, where you can smoke your cigarettes after dinner. And you would be entertained with a live show. So we wanted to, have a resurgence of this concept. And just, because most of us kick it in the Bronzeville area. And majority of the performers from just Black history, everybody, all the performers was the area, the hotspot was Bronzeville. So why not tap into that history? We got the live energy living in this city of Chicago.
Yes, we do.
So we wanted to just introduce that to a younger generation, the experience of a supper club. So that's Don't Do Coke in the Kitchen. Tickets $25,
Hey, you get a meal, you get a drink. Hey,
Yeah,
come out and
that's
be drink.
dope.
We gonna be there.
A lot of people I see from Chicago don't embrace the city as much as you
I
do.
love this city, and it's sick because I wasn't even born here.
Where were you born?
LA.
Really?
Yes.
You remember?
Yeah, I was about to say, I
said that,
definitely
yeah.
remember.
I remember that too.
I did a lot of.
I moved from.
Since then, I forget.
Don't do coke, kids.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, but I never did coke. Okay.
I almost said it. You did a lot of coke.
A lot of weed.
He drinks a lot of coke. Get that
He drinks
together.
a lot
Yeah,
of coke
I like
and that
that.
Pretty Jack.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, she took up for me for that one. But
I like that.
Yeah. On that note, I don't even look.
You like I'm done.
But people gonna think I'm doing coke. Joe's doing coke on the radio, y'all.
No,
I'm not gonna let you talk about
on
my
the
brother
real,
like that.
I was just
Period.
gonna say that.
Period.
No,
You get beat up
we,
over Jones. I don't care.
We come at you hard on that. now.
Period.
Let's jump into Crazy EP.
Crazy EP.
Yet again, another classic.
I
Seriously.
like how you did. You know,
Hey.
yeah. It was a
Serious.
little
He's
drama
dramatic.
in there.
He's
Yeah.
dramatic. He's dramatic.
Hey,
Drama.
He took drama class.
He went to he took speech 2 in high school. Look.
You funny.
Because he did. Look at it. How you know?
I think I did.
You know how you gotta take speech? He took speech 2. Right.
Took it
One,
twice. He said, "Look, I'm advanced in this."
Right.
But listening to this project, overall, you touch so many genres. You gave him the R&B. You gave him.
No, this is, I
Just make sure you weren't stealing this question.
He is, but go ahead.
If
do
I
your thing.
did, oh well. So you hit him with the R&B. You hit him with lyrics, and you brought out some dope features. So I've been waiting for this project for a minute, and you finally dropped this. So what was the actual idea behind Crazy?
Crazy. I wanted it to be nothing that one would expect. It's really crazy. We came in, the intro starts off super current. The sound is super current. It's heavy 808s. It's boppy music. You can hit the wall to it on the first track. It leads up into more lyrical.
Yep.
Where you get into depth with the rap because it's followed by par. Following that, I'm finna just break it down for you with all 9 tracks.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
following that, the next song after that, I believe, is Fire Emoji, where it gives you a little balance of like rap.
You sampled that you got me effed up.
Oh, that's the third song. Excuse me, you're right.
That is a theme song.
Well, let's not jump into the third song.
The rant.
I want to stay on Fire Emoji because I didn't know it was 2 versions.
It is 2 versions of Fire Emoji.
We put it out there, and somebody commented. I forgot who it was. I think it was somebody commented on our.
We're trying to get professional. Look, I'm taking a route. Like, you ever see when it's like it's the EP version and it's the album version?
Yeah,
right. There you go.
Version.
Now look, so Sonny released an album that Sonny Woods. Shout out to Sonny Woods. He's the producer of Fire Emoji, and the original album version featured Superboy, which was super dope. Super dope. However, when I was in the studio recording the actual verse with me, Solo was with me.
Okay.
And I love Solo to do it.
I was about to ask how that partnership
I love him. His position in Chicago is so remnants of my position in Chicago from the 2012 wave to me. And I told him that before, like, in 2012, I was the rapper that was like totally different from the cliche drill at the time. And I was just offering something that was a little bit different. And in this wave of like New Chicago, shout out to all the New Chicago artists, like from Moody to Wook, shout out Wook, shout out Asa, shout out Solo the Dweeb. But amongst all of them, oh, shout out Kid Ken too, because I'm rocking with Shorty. But amongst all of those people who I just named, the one that isn't the normal Chicago, Solo. As I wasn't.
That man sat up here and did an interview with a
right. So I'm a big fan of like his little wave or whatever. And everybody that's working right now, I'm super dope. Like all the people that I just named, I'm super like a fan of. But Solo was in the studio with me. I had asked him to come because I vibe with Shorty. He's low key one of my neighbors. Like low key, he lives across the street from me. So we just linked in the studio, and he did the verse for me, and it was super dope. And I'm like, we can't waste that verse, you know. I don't want to waste that energy. So we released the one with Super first, and really, Sonny had my verse. I mean, just the hook first. We had laid the hook. Right, exactly. It was just the hook.
That's my joy right
there. And when Super heard it, he hit me on Instagram, was like, hey, you killed that hook, da-da-da-da-da. So Sonny was on some like, hey, I'm finna get you a Superboy feature. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, bet. And that's how that came about. And then, again, Solo was in the studio with me, and that's how his version came about. And both of them were super dope.
Yeah, they was.
I'm going to give y'all a surprise on the visual, though, so.
Hopefully you bring them both together.
What's the visual?
Hopefully you.
No, we do. We actually are shooting. I'm going to just spill the beans right now. We shooting with D-Games. It's set for February 1st.
Okay.
If y'all want to come get a cameo, we can make
it.
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't have said. Here you go.
Right back
I'm in there.
February 1st.
Video shouted right here.
He been trying to get the video all year.
Trying to be in your
Since 2018.
I'm trying to get into the video.
It's gonna be dope. We shooting with D-Games. Shout out to D-Games.
Big shout out to D-Games.
Because I wanted to be like, I just wanted it to be super Chicago, the video. So yeah. Because
I didn't even know it was 2 versions until you dropped the project, and I went to listen to it. I'm like,
why would you know?
So,
exactly.
Question. So with it being 2 versions of it, how did you kind of decide which one would be on your project?
The one I had on my hard drive.
The one I got control over.
That's right. That's real. Okay, I feel it. The one that we had in the studio with me.
A lot beats. But a lot of artists wouldn't even be like a lot of artists if they had 2 versions for a song. That some artists don't be feeling comfortable.
No, in real life. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Super is a signed artist in real life.
Oh yeah, right. So you got to get that.
So
clear.
I would have had to gotten the clearance for it in real life. It would have been a bit of a more of a task, you know.
Right.
And that's. Keep it 100 with you. That's what I kind of figured. I'm like, man, with Super being signed,
that's just some like business industry.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was asking because I'm like, I know it'd be like a little red tape in certain places. Yeah. I was just wondering, like,
I'm not saying that was the issue because it wasn't, because obviously we got it done for the project, for Sonny's project, but you know, getting it clear, especially because I loaded mine, on music platforms, so we trying to make some money.
And then y'all doing a video together, which means everybody was cool and down to earth with it.
And then you already got dates and all that delay.
Exactly.
I figured that.
Independent. You see the strings you got to go through with being an independent.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's the best
pros
way to
and
go.
You make it look easy, though.
I mean, what's the pros and cons for those that don't know of being independent?
All right, the pros are you have complete control and ownership of all of your money. You have control of your marketing direction. You have control over just everything to a T. The downside to that is
you have to pay for it all.
The downside to that is little do people know. It might seem as if you have a record that takes off and they blew up. But I'm going to tell y'all from the industry perspective, no record just takes off and blows up at all. That's a fairy tale.
Big.
Okay? There's money that's put behind marketing. There's money that's put behind these playlists. Example, if you go look at certain playlists on Spotify, if you go look at the very bottom, they'll have a small fine print that'll say which record label owns that playlist. So that means whoever is signed to that record label and or the marketing company that is working in conglomeration with that company will have access to those playlists, which is why you see particular Chicago artists on certain playlists. Or if you go on Spotify, you see particular artists being on the cover. Their pictures might be there. Or they might be on a certain media rotation where you see them going to hit New York and they'll be on Sway in the morning, they'll be on this, they'll be on that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's because they have resources to reach that. Now, as an independent artist, it ain't going to be as easy for you to access. Right. Now, it might look like, dang, they doing numbers. Like all these little Chicago artists out here that is doing numbers are signed to a company
somehow, some way.
Which is another reason why when they be making all these lists with the next to blow up, it be pissing me off because don't include them next to blow up because they blown already. They got a budget behind. Period.
Yep.
Okay, because that just hit me right here. That just hit me right here. That just hit me right here, dog. That just hit me right here. I'm shut up, but that just hit me right here. Cause
you can't compare a person that does not have access to all of those playlists, to all of those
resources in general.
Exactly. Period. Whatever it may be. You might see certain artists out here that hit up certain events that include, let's say, Tidal, just hypothetically speaking. Or let's say it might be a Red Bull event. You know what I'm saying? These artists are already set up in those plays.
To be in those positions.
Yep.
You feel me?
Facts.
Because of the record labels and
if
their
you're an
resources.
artist right now, if you're not listening to what the fuck she's saying, excuse my French, I'm trying. If you're not listening to what she's saying, bro, you're tweaking. Because she's dropping gems
facts,
y'all.
Dropping
She's dropping actual gems. Like,
here go a gem to follow up with that. If you want to get in that position, find a point of controversy and follow it with a point of sale.
Look, back to the
that's
beginning.
The formula.
That's the beginning.
That's the formula.
That's how you get those people that's giving these budgets out to pay attention to you. You have to figure out a way to get these people to be like,
spend some bread on you.
Should I put some money behind
this?
I
got a question.
What's up?
I know this is so random. So what do you feel about the artists that kind of like, I don't want to say do too much, but have you ever like encountered artists that are just like in everybody's face, but they doing it in the wrong way?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
like,
it's oversaturated.
Yes, it's oversaturated. Like, I mean, I feel like just being on this platform, I get a lot of that, and as a person taking that in, it's too much. So it's like, how do you even keep up with that as an artist? Like, it's just, are you tired? Because I'm tired.
We all tired of it, but that's the difference between okay. Example, right? When I came in here and I'm like, I like your show. Did you know I watched your show?
No.
You feel me?
No.
There's
that
no
was
reason.
Crazy.
No, when she said that, I kind of got like, I'm like,
hey,
oh shit.
That's
she
why
like
off air I said
something.
thank you. Because a lot of artists, not just artists, a lot of people,
in general.
But then I'm gonna say artists too, because they'll reach out to us like, "Hey, can we get an interview?" But never seen the show.
Whoa,
never.
That blows me. You know how many people hop in my DMs on the daily?
That in the group message today.
He did, but it's so crazy that you did that because I've been dealing with that since I started this, and I don't know if it's because people come to me more than y'all because I'm the female, but it blows me how many people pop in my DMs. How can I get on the radio? Y'all need to put me on the radio. Y'all need to do this. Like, have you supported us? I ain't seen you like the post. I ain't seen you come to an event. I haven't seen you do anything, but you want to be on our show because you've seen a snippet of a video.
I will say this, y'all. I
me.
will say this. Just some advice for y'all if that's how y'all feel. Let's separate our feelings from this business.
Big facts.
Because at the end of the day, every player on the table is to be moved.
Facts.
Okay? So if somebody coming at y'all for an interview, check them out. Go do your little research on them. See if it's worth your while. Like any and every soul that's coming across you with that conversation. If it's worth your while, if it's something that, like, that's how I do with features. Like, I'm going to put this out there too. Chicago. I do any Chicago, anybody from Chicagoland area, in the suburb, city, whatever. I do a feature with you for $500, like, period. Reason being, I make myself as accessible to Chicago artists. You know what I'm saying? For that reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to turn down nobody that's from the city because I feel like it's, at the end of the day, we all trying to make a play together. So, again, each player on the table is to be moved. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
In my case, with doing any feature, come on, run my little $500. You from the crib. Come on, I ain't going to hit you over the head.
Right.
That's a play
I ain't gonna hit
for
no
me.
fuck nigga
On
fees.
top
Right.
of that,
Fee.
on top of that, if they do a
Right.
feature, when they do a feature with
It's
you, they
gonna
see
work
it.
for them.
It's going
Because you're going to promote it. You're going to support it.
No, I'm not. But that's me being on there.
Hey, but at least she being honest. But it's like, I feel like your name hold weight enough to, if I hear
You will have your feature though, and it's gonna be good, and it's gonna sound amazing.
That goes back to what we was talking about a couple weeks ago when you like, what's the point of getting these features and you not gonna do what you need to do to promote it?
Yep.
You feel me? Why get a feature with her and you not gonna promote it properly?
You're not going to put no money behind it.
That's up to you.
As
Right,
an
that's
artist,
not my job.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I did my job as the feature.
The
I
thing
did my
is,
job by allowing
by-
my verse to be
on
accessible
it.
to
So
you.
True.
as the artist that's paying for the feature, you want to make sure you invest money into your project to make them want to promote it.
That's a question. How many features have you done that people didn't use properly?
I feel like she's been done very few features.
What?
I don't know.
I got a song with.
But don't you get like
I got a song with JJ Fish.
you get hold on? She got
That's
something
the
for
real
real.
king of R&B. I don't care what nobody say. I say
Look.
Hold up, you got a song with Ice JJ Fish?
Wait.
He from Chicago?
Yes. He from like Country Club Hills. Yeah.
Really?
He from
I did not know that.
He went to Southwood Academy. Yes, he did.
No.
Nah,
Find
look.
this song.
I got a song with this dude. It ain't Ice JJ, but when you sound it, it sounds just like dude. And my verse is I dog walk the verse too. On my mama, I done posted the verse. It's to the point where I post my feature verse on my Instagram so many times. It gets like thousands of views on it.
Because it's like you get mad because you're like, damn, I'm going to use that
But
verse
the
to get that
song
verse.
is terrible.
So
I'm gonna play that song for
do you
y'all.
feel like, but okay, so my thing with that is, do you feel like that kind of like challenges your integrity as an artist when you work with people that
Here's why it doesn't. They don't have the money to even let it be known that we recorded this song.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
And that sounds bad. Let me clean that up, like politically correct for everybody that may be out there questioning if you want to pay me for a feature. I love y'all music. I love y'all intent and the idea of understanding that you have to invest in real life, though. Real life. Like, if you got $500 and you willing to go get a feature from an artist that may increase your possibilities, then do that. You know what I'm saying? I feel as if, personally, that I have enough of an audience to whereas if somebody pays me for it, it's worth your little $500. You know what I'm saying? Because I am going to do it, and I'm not going to just send you some blase verse. Like, I'm going to take the time to actually give you something decent that's playable, and you can use it, like, utilize it. You know what I'm saying? My name is in enough little markets in this local area where you can utilize it to that extent.
Have you ever bodied somebody on a beat and they went and
Always.
Of course.
No, but I'm saying, like, and they went and like redid their verse.
I ain't gonna name no names, but
but-
facts.
You could just say yes.
Somebody
or no.
that y'all named in this interview, we did songs together, and Woo 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 had to rewrite his verses. He's like, I'm not finna play with you. But that's just competitive nature, though. Like,
So-
that's how it goes.
I want to get into one of my last question of the day to you. So you did the Cool EP, and then you just dropped Crazy, and I know you was thinking about Sexy. Now on Crazy EP, the cover art is sexy.
Yeah, it is. That kind of threw me. I can't lie. That kind of threw me off.
Like, if you want to take it as being sexy, then that's on you. Then that's how you interpret.
Some guys like crazy. Okay.
So I got a question. So what is sexy gonna sound like to our
Sexy
ears?
is gonna sound grown.
And what is sexy gonna look like?
Sexy
he
is going
wouldn't know.
to
I don't
look.
care about
I'm just saying.
I just want to know the music
She
gonna
gonna be on
sound
the
like.
unicorn.
I'm just saying because
Right.
She gonna be on
Making love.
Drenched in butter.
Oh my god. Now, in real life, if a girl, if a female that is naturally like just okay on the okay side, and you got a decent body, anything is gonna be taken as like sensual or sexual. Like that's just it. Because in real life, if you look at the cover, I'm just literally holding the collar of a jumpsuit. Like facts. My shit real, so it might look a certain way. You feel me?
Look, baby,
That's just it.
A little shine on it, you know, look, a little light to it, you feel me? Might bring too much attention.
It is what it is.
It's crazy, though. She crazy, though. That's the whole point she's trying to prove. She crazy.
Hey, now I want people to be like, hey, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Word up.
Jones is the first to say it. Like you heard it here first.
Oh man, I mean, got me over here
Look,
choking.
He come back having an asthma attack on the air. Look,
On the real.
let's calm down.
Biko attracted to crazy. That's why.
Clearly, I like that red hair. You did have that red hair.
Yeah, you look a little crazy.
That jeans fit one.
You look like Harley Quinn and that, like the Black Harley Quinn and that. Look, I like that. I like that look.
But I mean, let the people know, where they can find you. Again, let people know about your upcoming event, Ill Year, and things of that nature.
Oh, word. Okay, yeah, we are definitely rocking with iLLANOiZE Radio, y'all. I think it's next Saturday.
No, Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
One of them days.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday,
I took the
January
F-word,
30th.
okay?
I got it run
31st.
on dry erase at the crib. I know that.
Girl,
So
you
there
Feel
it
me?
is.
That's my life. It's a
Okay,
dry
cool.
erase board.
Because you got I'm like next
Now
Thursday.
we rocking out for what's the name?
Ill Year.
Ill Year. There we go. I ain't want to mess that up, but Ill Year. Yeah, we doing. I think my dog just farted. Okay. We rocking out though. It's going down. Y'all can catch me performing a couple of tracks off of Crazy. We gonna be going live.
Again, let them know about Don't Do Coke in the Kitchen.
Yeah, and we rolling out Don't Do Coke in the Kitchen. Y'all be on the lookout for the link to purchase tickets to Don't Do Coke in the Kitchen. It's a dining experience. We gonna have a lot of fun, y'all. So pop out.
And then what else we got? We got Don't Do Coke in the Kitchen. Oh, Crazy EP. Let them know where they
Crazy.
can find that.
Oh my God, you like hitting me over here. You do real media. Look, right. Y'all can always go find all of my music right now. The link is always in my bio, but specifically Crazy EP is available on all media platforms. Y'all go download, stream, purchase, all that. You know what I'm saying? Get it done. Crazy EP.